swinging our alone war. This medicine's supposed to be for healing. Sometimes healing hurts, but all this fear and love and jihad, stock for a lot. Look, I channel forefathers like I'm watching Maury. Do this for a lot of reasons, one is not the glory. Met a son, the Akashic and the apothecary. I wrap the bundle, then I tell a tale precautionary. Too many of my little brothers in the mortuary, or somewhere on the corner hanging where the torches carry. Elders always told me I would be extraordinary, so I always felt I always had the word to carry. It's a turtle thing, you wouldn't get it. Our connection is kinetic, unapologetic. If she toxic, gotta flush her like a diuretic. If she proper, you protect her from the 9/11.
I am an Indian, American Indian. I prefer American Indian to anyone born in the Western Hemisphere is a Native American. I'm an Oglala Lakota from the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation, which is still designated in the Defense Department as prisoner of war camp number 44. You see, Indian people, we don't have any rights, any constitutional protections on the reservation whatsoever. No freedom of speech, no privacy. Wow, you Americans are in the same boat.
We American Indians, we can be anything we want to be, except American Indians. And that is created by the laws of this nation and condoned by its subsidiaries, the so-called tribal government, and designed for the Indian to fail, to be expendable, to be eliminated.
The 1960s were a troubled time in U.S. history. The war in Vietnam and the civil rights movement marked the decade, along with great music. In the midst of all the social happenings, the American Indian movement originated in 1968, arising from the concerns of Native Americans in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shortly, the AIM. The movement focused on changing the life of Native Americans in the urban environment, addressing poverty, lack of political representation, discrimination, and police brutality. Members coordinated a neighborhood patrol to circumvent unjust arrests and police mishandling of Native residents. Clyde Bellecourt and Dennis Banks, Chippewa from Minnesota, assisted in the creation of AIM.
Abuju, you gone the way we done indigenous cause o Shishak to Dane, Anishinaabe o Kichida, Three Fire Society, gather to the Sacred Pipe Sundance, American Indian Movement.
Tonight, people across the country are remembering Native American activist Clyde Bellecourt. He co-founded the American Indian Movement in 1968 to help advocate for tribal sovereignty and other civil rights. As Aaron Hassanzadeh shares, his life's passion and work extended well beyond his home state of Minnesota.
A ceremonial fire burns as people grapple with the loss of a civil rights legend.
We have a fire for his spirit.
To Lisa Bellinger, Clyde Bellecourt was uncle, a man known worldwide, but like family to so many.
I hear him called uncle all over the world. I really wouldn't be who I am without him.
Lisa's now the executive director of the American Indian Movement that Bellecourt founded more than 50 years ago.
And AIM created an awakening, on a national level of our people.
He started so many organizations in Minneapolis. Almost everyone he had something to do with.
Bellecourt's early days were spent patrolling neighborhoods, trying to stop police brutality. Eventually, he co-chaired the Police Community Relations Council. From education and job training to medical care and legal advice, Bellecourt traveled near and far, pushing for change and equity.
It was never just a job for him, it was a way of life.
Wherever there was anything worth doing, he was there.
One of his latest pushes was to rid sports teams of racist mascots, something Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan highlighted in her statement to us about him. Indian country benefited from Clyde Bellecourt's activism, she said. He cleared a path for so many of us.
At the end of the day, it's about his grandkids, and ensuring that their kids and their grandkids will have equity.
Bellecourt told Lisa to carry on this message.
stay at the table. You got to keep working. You can't give up. We can't just be a silent voice. We have to be out there.
Later, Russell Means, an Oglala Sioux, became one of the more aggressive leaders of the organization.
Hamatakwepe, Mima Lakota, Imajanta Hawa King Zitioshpai, Kile Hesapa King, Lilawakan, Mitaki Ate Tashunka Witko Tioshpai, Mitaki Ina, Wambli Zuya Tioshpai. This is a traditional greeting of my people that I am bound to give, albeit it's a short version. What I said in my own language translated into English thusly. Hello, my relatives. I am an Oglala Lakota, and I come from our very sacred holy land, the Black Hills, where Yellow Thunder Village is. My mother is from the War Eagle clan, and my father's family is from the Crazy Horse clan. This greeting is to this day the way all Indians throughout the nation still greet one another, those that still know their culture. This is the only way we present ourselves to one another that is acceptable. We tell you who we are, where we are from, who we are from, our clans, and we do this without ever saying our name. Anything less would be an insult to you and to my people. It is an honor to come before you as a spokesman for my people, the American Indians of the United States of America. In these United States of America, this great country of ours, we American Indians, we can be anything we want to be, except American Indians. And that is created by the laws of this nation and condoned by its subsidiaries, the so-called tribal government, and designed for the Indian to fail, to be expendable, to be eliminated. American Indians are human beings. We are supposed to be citizens of the United States of America. We fought in your wars in other countries. Our Navajo Nation code talkers served and saved this nation in World War II. We have the inalienable right to joint venture with whom we choose, as long as we do not harm nor commit fraud upon anyone. Commit fraud upon anyone. Commit fraud upon anyone. Commit fraud upon anyone.
The AIM members sponsored the Trail of Broken Treaties in 1972. Approximately 900 people traveling from Seattle and San Francisco stopped at reservations throughout the West to point out Native grievances toward the U.S. government. The trail ended in Washington, D.C. with the takeover of the Bureau of Indian Affairs building from November 2nd through November 8th, 1972. Negotiations between the White House administrators and AIM members resulted in an agreement that included a pledge to deal with economic, social, and educational injustice of Native Americans.
We are on Native land after all, and we are going to honor, if you can honor the time that we have.
My spirit name is Nagan Nawewedan. I am the thunder before the storm. My colonial name is Clyde Belcourt. I am the founder and the national director of the American Indian Movement. It was founded right here in the city of Minneapolis when civil rights and human rights was strictly a black and white issue here in America. The Indian people were totally forgotten, like we didn't exist anymore. They thought John Wayne got all of us. George Armstrong Custer killed all of us. The United States government got rid of all of us, but we were still here. And I get angry. I get angry when I hear you and Hillary and Donald Trump and the rest of these right-wingers never saying a single word about what happened to the Native people of this land. This is why the movement was formed. And this is my question. You've got time.
I'm with you, but we
Bernie's
gotta get
got
the
time, and you guys got time to hear what I have to say.
This is a black forum,
but listen,
and we want to give time for this, but we
got
got
to
have a balance.
It's not a black forum. It's people of color, and I'm one of those colors.
Okay.
It's not a black forum.
Let's get to the question. Let's get to the question.
That's all over with, as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Just get to the question.
Here's what I'm saying. We had to travel the whole United States, Canada, Central and South America, all the way to the southern tip. We had to go into the Congo in South Africa and meet with black people, tribal people.
Clyde, question. You got a question, bro. Question. Just ask the question.
My question is this.
Here we go.
After 30 years, listen to me, Ben. After 30 years, I worked within the United Nations. The United Nations finally signed the Declaration
we got to move on.
of Rights for Indigenous People.
All right.
I want to know if you're going to honor those treaties. I want to know if you're, as president, if you become the president of the United States, are you going to honor the treaties made with Indian people?
There we go. Are you going to honor the treaties?
Are you going to honor our treaties?
The Native American people have gotten a terrible deal from the federal government. I will do everything I can to redress that, absolutely. Thank you all very much.
You can't answer the question. You still haven't answered the question.
In 1969, the Chicago Black Panther Party, notably led by the charismatic Fred Hampton, began to form alliances across the lines of race and ethnicity with other community-based movements in the city, including the Latinx group, the Young Lords Organization, and the working-class Southern whites of the Young Patriots. While the coalition eventually collapsed under duress from constant harassment by local and federal law enforcement, including the murder of Fred Hampton, it had a long-term impact, breaking down barriers between communities and creating a model for future activists and diverse politicians across America.
I'm the deputy chairman of the state of Illinois, Black Panther Party, Fred Hampton. And a lot of people don't understand the Black Panther Party's relationship with white mother country radicals. A lot of people don't even understand that word that Ill uses a lot. But what we're saying is that there are white people in the mother country that are for the same types of things that we are for stimulating revolution in the mother country. And we said that we work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism. And we know that racism is a byproduct of capitalism. Everything would be all right if everything was put back in the hands of the people. And we're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people. Everybody in the state of Illinois is going to have to be involved or even around the revolution because we're going to have one. We're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to even have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. We're going to have to start learning, and you learn through practice. We got to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes. We got to start getting out there with the people. And a lot of times we think we're better than the people, but that's an insult and that's criminal. Think you're better than the people. We got to get together and learn where it's at. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Education for children is something else. You ought to dig on it. Every sister in this audience. Every sister in this audience ought to get themselves together and come on down and help us with that Breakfast for Children program. You ought to come down and help feed them children in the morning. We have Breakfast for Children because we teach the people through practice, through observation and participation, that people can be fed free. That's the people's thing. Socialism is the people. You're afraid of yourself. If you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself. We know they have our pictures, we know they're looking for us, we know they want us, but we're still saying that even though we could be in a sense, as far as this system goes, on the mountaintop, we in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding what's in the valley, knowing that the people in the valley, knowing that we originally came from the valley, knowing that our flag is the same flag as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemy is on the mountaintop, our friends are in the valley, we say even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley.
The March Against Racism joined Fred Hampton's contingent. A massive march and demonstration has been called to demand an end to the racist attacks against the black community of Boston. The demonstration called for December 14th is being sponsored by a broad coalition including civil rights groups, liberals, and revolutionary organizations. The October League was called for the formation of the Fred Hampton contingent to march within the demonstration as an independent force in unity with the general aims of the action. The purpose of this independent contingent in the march is to demonstrate that there are many forces among the people who are opposed to racist attacks, and at the same time who do not go along with the views of the liberal millionaires like Kennedy and the Democratic Party, who are a major influence in the demonstration. Some of the sponsors for the December 14th march include Clyde Bellecourt, a co-founder of the American Indian Movement, AIM.
So America is no different than this Indian reservation. You're dependent on the government now, and you're getting what you deserve. But every time you try to get away from the government, they'll kill you. Or put you in prison. Or let you become an American. If you catch my drift. Because you're the new Indian. You're the new American Indian. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. But this land is beautiful. It belongs to us. And we should learn to take care of it by fighting for her. She's worth it. And so are we.
Now alone more. This medicine's supposed to be for healing. Sometimes healing hurts, but all this fair and love and jihad, stock for a lie. Look, I channel forefathers like I'm watching Maury. Do this for a lot of reasons, one is not the glory. Met a son, the Akashic and the apothecary. I wrap the bundle, then I tell a tale precautionary. Too many of my little brothers in the mortuary, or somewhere on the corner hanging where the torches carry. Elders always told me I would be extraordinary, so I always felt I always had the word to carry. It's a turtle thing, you wouldn't get it. Our connection is kinetic, unapologetic. If she toxic, gotta flush her like a diuretic. If she proper, you protect her from the 9/11s. Tally fade, getting bands in the alleyway. Never sell out for the money though, brother, side I take. Coinga now to my cousins in Piscataway. Masters going this away, I'm definitely going that away. Never not had a way, get it on my baddest day. Tobacco in the handkerchief, my respect to Halloway. You are one calorie from looking like a Callaway. Heard cats say it bumps this and that, it's not okay. Hey, and Doc was who is this a high Noel? He said fuck the knob, they walk sound like he need to find himself. Before he find himself in places he can't find no help. Paid him for a finder's fee, see if you check this timing belt. His mouth running but his engine stuck. Hit him with a UCC and fuck his little pension up. Make him think twice before he ever think to mention us. Must be on his mentions, he just looking for attention, cuz. And I ain't crippin', but I got the cane straight from Redbone, so put respect on that Lenape name. Copper skin don't make you kin, we are not the same. You just pennies on the dollar, nigga, you could keep the chain. Stock for a lie. Sometimes you just gotta put a clean glass of water next to a dirty glass of water. Let the people choose. Neek Skeech up Tony. Lone Bear do the honors.
It's very important that we keep our culture alive. People here from Poland or from Iceland or Ireland or from any other place can always go back to those countries and learn their culture. Once we lose our language and culture, there's no place for us to go to relearn it. And so it's very important that we keep our culture alive.